Hey all, here are OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Treblab xFit. These are TWS true wireless earbuds, which sells for $50. The whole selling point of the xFit is how small and lightweight they are. They feel almost invisible when you pop them into your ears, and also have a decent battery life that's not too compromised. They last for about 5 hours on a single charge, and then with the battery case you actually get around 30 hours of juice. Otherwise, they don't have Qi wireless charging enabled, so you can't pop this onto a wireless charging mat like on some of its competitors. You still need to plug it in using a regular cable, but overall not too big of a deal. They are IPX6 water resistant, so you can wear them in the shower, get them wet, wear it when it's raining, and they will still survive. So here's the battery case. Again, it's absolutely tiny. We'll take a closer look at it in a second. Accessories include a micro USB cable for charging. Again, I really hope to see USB Type-C going forwards, but again, considering that this is not too expensive, it is acceptable, I'd say. There are some spare tips I can get a more custom fit with. Treblab is including one of their stickers that you can attach somewhere. And there's also a thank you card and a quick instruction guide. Taking a closer look at the design of the battery case, it is coated in a layer of soft touch rubber, which makes it feel very grippy and comfortable. So as a quick size comparison, here it is next to the Lenovo HT10s that we just did a review on. Again, these have 40-hour battery life, but you can see that it's almost 2 times the size in terms of the dimensions, which is just really impressive here. Now we also have the Apple AirPods, which you can see from the front, are also larger than the xFits, and also the Redmi AirDots, which are also larger. Now opening these up, we have the very small earbuds inside, and when you pop them back in, that's where you'll find access to the LED lights for charging indication. Otherwise, the top of the earbuds do also have a LED status light, which turns red to indicate that they are currently charging up. Popping them out of the battery case, which by the way is also magnetic, they pair with each other almost instantly and then connect to your phone without any issues. We do have on the front a button that you have to physically press down on to play and pause your music or to skip tracks. So just like the Lenovo HT10s, these are not touch-sensitive buttons, but rather a physical key, so whenever you're wearing them, it does apply a little bit more pressure whenever you press down on it. It might be worth noting that you can't change the volume directly on them, so in terms of cranking it up or lowering it, you still have to use your phone's volume controls, but that's a general limitation of many of the budget TWS earbuds at the moment. Otherwise, what's also interesting about these is the way that you wear them is also rather unconventional. So typical earbuds you put into your ears in this orientation, you just then slide it in. But on these, you actually don't put it like this, nor do you put it like this. You actually insert it into your ears sideways, like this. Part of the reason is because of how small they are, so they had to engineer a new way to make them feel snug. As you can see here, as a size comparison, they're almost 2 times smaller than most of the other wireless earbuds that we've checked out. Once properly inserted, they are surprisingly snug and do have a good amount of noise isolation as well. I could kind of shake my head around and they still felt like they were securely popped in without the risk of falling out. Moving into audio quality and performance, the best thing about the xFit would probably be how clean they are. You can pause the music, strain your ears, and listen really closely, and you won't hear any hints of digital noise or distortion in the background. There's no hiss at all, so everything is completely silent, which is just really impressive. With that being said, the biggest compromise is the driver size is also really small, so there's not a ton of bass. In fact, if you are a bass head, they're not going to be perhaps your #1 choice. It certainly is fine for most consumers, and you can still hear it if you're listening to a bass-boosted track, but it's not earth-shattering, and it's not quite as pumped up as you'll find for many of the other pairs that we've tried out recently. This means, however, if you're not someone who loves, artificially high levels of bass, that you still get a very pleasant mix of mids and highs, and it's a bit more emphasized, especially mids. So if you listen primarily to acoustic type tracks or vocals, they do come out very impressively and quite cleanly as well. Now, because of the latest Bluetooth chip, there is very little latency, so you can play and pause your music on YouTube or if you're watching a movie, and everything is still synced together really well, the audio and the video, and the left and right sides. And just to bring home how small they are, here it is as a comparison next to a US quarter, and you can see it's even smaller. So these are absolutely minuscule earbuds. Lastly, I'll say that they are extremely comfortable just because of how lightweight they are. They feel invisible when they're in your ears. You can take them to the gym, you can exercise, work out, use them as commuter-style headphones, and they still felt extremely comfortable, even though they don't have, say, active noise cancellation built on board or too many other special features. So that's it as far as our hands-on review of the Treblab xFit True Wireless Earbuds. Overall, I'd say that these are surprisingly good for under $50. $50 if you want something that feels extremely comfortable while delivering pretty good battery life as well. So if portability, comfort are your number one priorities, and I think that the Treblab xFit are definitely worth a closer look. They're simple, straightforward, very consistent, and overall a great value for under $50.